in England, we've lived in Germany, we've lived in Turkey because we are a U.S. military family. And my heart will always be in Europe. So anytime you need me to come over and chaperone Dr. Miller, I will be happy to bring him over and make sure that he does not get into any trouble. So I would love to come and visit you all. I actually have a really special place in my heart for every one of these countries that are listed here. There are only 3 that I've never been to. So I look forward to meeting you all in person one day. So let me just start off by thanking you again for allowing me to be with you. Thank you for allowing a new face and a new voice into your family. I know we're one big Neo-Life family, but to allow me to come in and really close out the day for you today is an honor, and I appreciate that. So I did start in the field, just like all of you, and honestly, when I got started, I wasn't looking for this. I wasn't looking for anything. My cousin actually called me, and I did not pick up the phone, so everybody understand that that happens to everyone. I didn't pick up the phone because I knew that she was going to try to sell me something. I had seen on social media that she was doing this new thing in health and wellness. So I knew she was going to try to sell me something. So I very respectfully ignored her call. And then she left a message. And this is where she was really brilliant. She didn't leave a long message and tell me everything about the company. She didn't even tell me what she wanted. All she said was, "Hey Ashley, give me a call back. There's something I want to talk to you about." And I knew that I was stuck. I knew I was going to have to call her back because I'm too southern and polite not to. However, when I went to call her back, I told my husband I was going to step out into the backyard. I was going to call her. If I wasn't back inside in 10 minutes, to come outside and make up a reason why I needed to get off the phone because I didn't want to do her thing. So I went outside, I gave her a call, and she started telling me all about products. And the truth was, I was picking weeds out of my garden. I wasn't paying any attention to what she was saying because at that point in our life, I didn't feel like I needed any products. I was the personal trainer and massage therapist. My husband was active duty military. And the truth was, we did not have extra money to go and buy products. So I was just being polite and listening. But then she made the best decision she could make, and she accidentally told me that she was making money sharing these products. That is when my ears perked up. That is when I started listening. And I couldn't believe what she was telling me, that she had put the products in her body, she was sharing them with people like me and our friends and our family, and she was able to make supplemental income. So my husband came out at the 10-minute mark and yelled, "Ashley, I need you to come inside." And I said, "Yes, I'm on the phone." And he immediately thought that I had drank the Kool-Aid, that I had lost my mind, and that we were being sucked into one of those things. Well, lucky for him, we had definitely been sucked into one of these things. And so that's the first thing I want to leave you with today. Anyone that knows direct sales, and they really know it at a heart level, we don't think of it as one of those things. We think of it as one of these things, one of these incredible things that change our life. And anyone that doesn't see how incredible direct sales is, they're just misinformed and uninformed. And that's exactly how I was before this day. So we decided to dive in because my thought was, if I could put the products in my body and become my own walking billboard, then I could share the products with other people because they would see the difference in me and in my husband. And that's exactly what happened. You know, before direct sales came into our life, I was in charge of our finances, and very many nights I would lay down in bed and it would feel like there was an elephant sitting on my chest. We had a roof over our head, we had food on the table, but I knew that if the rug were to be ripped out from underneath us, I didn't know how we were going to handle it because we didn't have anything extra. So I worried about a catastrophe happening. I worried about our car tire blowing. I worried about our air conditioner or our heater going out. How were we going to pay for that? And when direct sales came into our life, I didn't think it was going to change our lives. I didn't think it was going to save the day. But what I did think is it may give me a little breathing room at night from that elephant being on my chest. And it did exactly that, but it did so much more. The way that I look at my life prior to direct sales was we were in a dark hallway and we could see the light at the end of the tunnel. And the light at the end of the tunnel was retiring from the military and hopefully gaining some more freedom in our life. And then when we got there, we were going to be able to do all of the things that we weren't able to do currently because we didn't have enough money. So when direct sales came into our life, what it did is it flipped the light switch on in our dark hallway. And what I saw was I didn't have to go straight down the hallway of military retirement, of traditional retirement with my job. There had always been doors and always been windows in this hallway that I could have taken at any point to choose another path. But because we were so broke and we were so broken, I couldn't even see the doors. I couldn't even see the windows. I couldn't see the options that we had. But when direct sales came into our life and flipped on the hallway and gave me a little breathing room, I started seeing that we had options and doors. And one of those doors, I realized when I opened it and looked out, it was a shorter path to where we wanted to be in life. It was a shorter path to freedom. It was a shorter path to having more time together. It was a shorter path to like the football games that I love, right? It was a shorter path to having those season tickets. And that was the moment that I realized that it's not one of those things, but direct sales is simply an accelerator. It is an accelerator that helps you get where you want to go faster. It helps you get where you want to go health-wise faster, financially faster, by adding in an extra stream of income. And it did exactly that for my family. It made all the difference. That light switch coming on, us seeing the choices, made all the difference. And I heard a quote at this time, and it's the one that really solidified it for me. It said, "The most dangerous risk of all is the risk of spending your life not doing what you want on the bet that you can buy yourself the freedom to do it later." And that is exactly how we were living our life. And that was the line in the sand that we drew. The one that said, I am no longer going to bet that my freedom is on the other side of what I'm not doing right now. I'm not going to bet that I can buy myself the freedom to do it later. I want to do it now. I want to walk the beaches of the world with the love of my life and with my children. I want to travel. I want to go back to Europe because we had already lived in England. And when we left on that plane from England, I looked out the window crying. I was sobbing that they were sending us back to the States. And I remember telling my husband that the most exciting portion of my life was ending. And that I was leaving a piece of my heart back in England. And then I didn't know, really, because we had no money, I didn't know if we would ever be able to afford to get back to Europe. I am so thankful that direct sales came into our life, and we go to Europe every year, somewhere, as a celebration of what direct sales and choosing us, betting on us, has done for our life. So I hope that gives you another story for your tool belt, like Stephen was just telling you. It changed our life dramatically. We were able to do so many different things because of this opportunity, and that's also what led me here to all of you today. When I was looking at joining Neolife, the corporate side of Neolife, what stood out to me most from anything else was that I could live this job and live this life by the same 3 rules that I built my business, and by the 3 rules that I build my life by and live my life by. My 3 rules are: number 1, tell the truth 100% of the time. You can do that here at Neolife. Number 2, speak from the heart. That is something that has always been close to my heart because I have trouble lying and I have trouble faking enthusiasm. But I can speak from my heart and tell the truth. And the third one is to always do what's best for the person in front of you. That is so important, that you have a compensation plan, that you have products, and that you have a company that you can do those three things by. And that is exactly what I saw here at EOI. So I want you all to remember what you have your hands on. So as you're leaving here today, I'm going to ask you to do a few things, and my time is winding down. I know, I'm going to try not to go over. But I'm going to ask you to do a few things. Number one, I want you to define what success is to you. Because before direct sales came into my life, I thought success was money. And I thought success was as much money as you can amass, that will yield success. But when I stopped and asked myself if I had all of the money in the world but I didn't have my family, or I had all of the money in the world but I didn't have significance, or I had all the money in the world and I never helped anyone, would that make me proud on my deathbed? And I knew it wasn't, so that told me that success is not money for me. So ask yourself, like, is it significance? Is it money? Which is totally fine, if it is. Is it recognition? Because once you know what your currency is, you can start paying yourself better. I just think sometimes we're chasing the dollar, when in reality, oh goodness, I guess it's not a dollar for everybody I'm talking to, sorry, you're chasing the pound. I'm not going to try to know what all of your currencies are. Sorry, I should have written that down earlier. But so many people are chasing the money, and they forget about what really matters to them, so then they get the money, and it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like a warm hug, you know? So ask yourself what success is. Define that for yourself. Because when you do that, and you know what success is, you can start writing your own success story. And you can feel a difference in the way that you move through each day when you know why you're doing it. You know, Maya Angelou said, success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. And that resonates with me. I want to like myself, I want to like what I do, and I want to be proud and like the way that I do it. So define success. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to lift the lid on what you think is possible. Sure, maybe you've been doing this 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. New Life has been around a long time. But in 2024, we're going to ask you to dream bigger. We're going to ask you to lift the lid. We're going to ask you to do more and to get uncomfortable in helping more people. When I ask people to get uncomfortable, sometimes they think I'm talking about doing a three-way call, right? They're like, oh goodness, I'm gonna have to call someone, or I'm gonna have to reach out to someone that I don't know. Guys, that is not getting uncomfortable. That's your job. So you're going to do those things. You're gonna reach out to people that you don't know. You're absolutely gonna put them on three-way calls. But getting uncomfortable is really growing yourself. It's being more. It's learning to dream bigger. It's surrounding yourself with people that make you better. It's doing more of what you love. It's finding the joy pockets within this business. You know, not everything we do here is fun, right? There are some parts of building a business that I did not enjoy at all, but it's just something that you have to do. But what I would encourage you is to find the things that bring you joy, and to find the things that fall within your strengths and do more of those. Because if you do the things that fall within your strengths more, when you have to do the things that feel more like sandpaper to you, it doesn't hurt as bad. It doesn't feel as bad. When you live in your strengths. So define what success is to you, and then define your strengths. Define your joy pockets within this business and seek those out every day. And when we talk about joy pockets, I also would highly recommend doing the thing that you dread the most first thing in the morning. You know, I had a job one time and they called it feeding the frog. And they said, if you wake up in the day and you know that you're going to have to eat a frog, when do you want to do it? Well, you don't want to do it at the end of the day, because then you're going to dread eating that frog all day long. So instead, you just eat the frog first thing in the morning. That way you can get it over with and you can move on without your day and it's behind you. So if you have things in this business that you don't love, whether it's follow-up, whether it's reaching out to new people, put them early in the day. get it over with, so that you can move throughout the rest of the day without the drill and with more of a sense of peace. And then the last thing that I want to dive in on is getting into action as you leave here. So most people, when you leave a big event like this, you're going to try to eat the elephant one big bite at a time. And you're going to get stagnated, and you're not going to do anything. And nothing is going to change. Nothing's going to change. You're going to take a lot of notes. You're going to hear a lot of great things, but nothing's going to change because you're going to be overwhelmed. So first off, you need to make a decision. You need to make a decision today that things are going to change, that you are going to do what it takes to achieve your own goals. You know, we don't have to learn and perfect 1,000 different things here at Neolife. We only have to learn and perfect the success system. Just 4 or 5 things, and then do it 1,000 times. So you don't have to learn 1,000 things and do it only a few times. You have to learn about 5 things and do it thousands and thousands and thousands of times. And you've got to trust the process. But you have to make a decision that you're going to do that, and then you have to get into action. There's a story that says here, I'll just tell you. So there's 4 birds, and they're sitting on a branch, and one of them decides to fly away. How many birds are left on the branch? You can say it out loud, even though I can't hear you. I'm sure a lot of you said 3. So 4 birds, one of them decides to fly away. There's 3, right? No, there's still 4. Because just because one decided to fly away doesn't mean that that bird ever got into action and flew away. There's still 4 birds sitting on the branch talking about the things that they're going to do. Making decisions, but not really getting into action. Don't be that bird. Make a decision and then get into action. And don't let the burden of having to make the right decision affect you. I have a mentor in life that my husband and I went to him when we were thinking about getting out of the military and thinking about doing this business full time. And he said, make a decision and make it right. He didn't tell us to make the right decision, because we are not capable of making the right decision 100% of the time. But we are capable of making a decision and then working like crazy to make that decision the right decision. So don't let the paralysis of analysis stop you from making a decision, getting into action, and just doing it. That is the name of the game here at Neolife. So in close, even though I'm over, please, Jeanette, don't kill me, and please ask me to come back again soon. I promise I will not go over next time. I want you to find your love for Neolife again. Remember what it was that got you started here. What was it? What caught your attention? What was it that made you laugh at your very first event? What was it that brought you back to your second event? I want you to fall in love with Neolife again, because if you are finding those joy pockets, if you are seeking out your definition of success, if you are eating that elephant one bite at a time and you are trusting the process, you are going to find joy in each and every day here in your life. And I can almost guarantee you that your business is going to move forward bigger, better, and faster than it ever has before. Is it going to be hard? Yes. But is it going to be worth it? You better believe it. You are part of a worthy endeavor. What we do here matters. We have solutions for health. We have solutions for finances. Those are the world's 2 biggest problems, no matter what country you live in. It is a worthy endeavor to help people with their health and with their finances. So if you came into this event this weekend and you were a little down, you were a little frustrated by where you are in your business, just fall in love with it again and start having fun in your everyday life. So I hope that I get to meet all of you in person one day soon. Jeanette, thank you so much for trusting me with this. I'm sorry that I went over. I will make it up to you. Thank you so much.
And lastly, one soul sister to from Europe, we want to say huge, huge thank you for your head and your heart, your story sharing, your wisdom, very relatable to myself personally. I know we're like soul sisters, trust you all the way, and you're not going against time. So thank you very much, enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for being with us.